Yes. Welcome guys to Strides, and once again we are here with the squares and square roots, and here we are going to solve the questions with the division method. Okay, in our previous video we did the prime factorization method, and in the previous video before that we did the concepts regarding the squares and square roots, how to recognize the squares and perfect squares, and whether a particular number is the square of this particular number or not, like these, and the number of numbers between the two perfect square numbers, and all those concepts we discussed in our first video. In the second we did the prime factorization method, and in the third now we are here with the division method. Okay. Now, here division method. In prime factorization, we used to break the numbers into its prime factorization, but into its prime factors. But in division method, what do we do? In division method, we use a simple that division, actual division that we used to do. The same method we use here, but the divisor is not given here. We are supposed to decide the divisor. Now, how do we decide the divisor? Let us take an example of a number 729. Okay. Now, in division method, the first step is to break the number. Okay. Again, the same thing, we are supposed to break it into pairs. Okay. Now, this number is 729. It is a 3-digit number. I have to start making pairs from the right hand side. Okay. So these two will come in one pair, and this remains alone. So this is here. Suppose if I had a number 21224. Okay. So I'll start making the pairs from here. These two will be in one pair and this two will be in one pair. If I'm having a bigger number, suppose 51236. Okay. So I'll make a pair of these two, a pair of these two, and this will remain I. Okay. So from the right hand side we start making pair. Same is the case if the number is a decimal number, then we make again from here from the decimal itself. Okay, so from the left to right it goes, and here it goes from right to left. Okay, so if I am given a number, suppose 125.364. Okay, so here what I am going to do is, separately I'll make the pairs. It is not like this that I'll start from here, here and here. No, it is wrong. Okay, we are not supposed to do like this. What we'll do is, I'll make separately the pairs for the numbers which are before the decimal and which are after the decimal. Okay, for the numbers which are before the decimal, I'll use the same rule that I'll start from here, right to left. So 2, 5 is in the same under the same bar, and 1 remains alone here. And here I will start from the decimal, that means 3, 6 comes under the same bar and 4 is alone, so I will put a 0 there and have a bar on it. Okay, make a pair for it. Okay, so here in case of numbers which are before the decimal, we go from right to left. For numbers which are after the decimal, we go from left to right. So the first step in the division method is making of pairs. So there we used to, in case of prime factorization method, we used to make the pairs after the prime factorization, isn't it? In division method, we make the pairs before starting the division. Okay, so I am supposed to find out the square root of 729, and I have already made the pairs. So I hope you understood the method how to make the pairs from numbers which are before the decimal, right to left, and for numbers which are after the decimal, we start making pairs from left to right. This is our left and left to right. Okay, one more example I can give of decimal place, like if we are having 2156.532 suppose. Okay, so here we will make the pairs. Here 5, 6 will be in one pair and 2, 1 will be in one pair, and here 5, 3 will be in one pair, and take a 0 here and then 2, 0 in here. Okay, so here it goes like this. Fine. Now let's start with the division method. Next step in the division method. Now, here the divisor is not given. In actual division, we were given the dividend as well as divisor. Here we are having a perfect square number of which we are supposed to find out the square root, and the divisor is not there. We are supposed to choose the divisor. Now, how do we choose that? We take this number which is under the bar, okay? And we are supposed to find a perfect square number which is less than this number under the first bar, okay? So, how we will find that? Now, which is the perfect square number less than 7? Just less than 7, that is 4. So, 2 2s are gives us 4. So, 2, and here also I will write 2, okay, and 2 2s are 4 I will write here, and I'll subtract it as we used to do in the division. So, I'll subtract it, I get 3 here. Okay, I'll bring this both number down together because they are under the same bar. So 2 9 I will bring down here. So 2 2s are 4, and one more times I write this 2, and that is here. I add this 2 here. So whichever number you are taking here, it's your choice. How you have to choose is the number should be a perfect square number just less than the number which is under the bar. Okay, after that we take that the square root of that number, we multiply that number, we take it as a divisor. 2 2s are 4. That number, that perfect square number should come here. Okay, so 2 2s are 4, and 7 minus 4 gives me 3. I'll bring this 2 9 down, and this 2 comes here also. So see how many times I have written 2? 2 here, here, and then added 2 here. Okay, now I get 4 here. Now I have to put such a number here that when I multiply the same number to it, it gives a number which is either equal to this number or less than this number. Okay, if it is a perfect square, then I will get a number which when multiplied to this number gives me this number. But if it is not a perfect square number, then I have to take a number such that it gives the number as a product which is less than 329. Now it can be a perfect square number because we are having 9 in the end. Okay, now if we are having 9 in the end, so if two numbers are there which gives 9 at the units place when multiplied by itself. The one is 3 and the other is 7. So either I can put here 3 or I will put 7, because then only I can get 9 here. Now which should I put? So let us try. First I will try with, what should I take first? Yes, 3. So 3 3s are 9 and 3 4s are 12. I am not getting this number. So now I will try with 7. Let me put here 7. Though I know that 7 will be suitable number for here, but then also I tried with 3 first. Now 7. Now if I multiply 7 to it, then 7 7s are 49, 7 4s are 28, plus 4 gives me 32. Okay, it is perfectly divided. So here I have written 7, here I have written 7, and if the division would have been continued, then I would have added also this 7 here also. I would have added it here and then further continued the division by taking 54 I get here. Then again a number will come, and again I will start the division like that. So this is the way in which we do in the division method. Whatever number we take here, that should come here also, and it should be added also. We took 7 here, then we wrote 7 here also, and we added also 7 here. Okay, so this is the way we do apply the division method. Okay, let us take one more example. If we take the square root of 1296. Okay, in pairs, if I divide it into pairs, these two are the pairs. Okay, now which is a perfect square number less than 12? That is 9. 3 3s are 9. So 3 3s are 9. What remains? 3. This 9 6 I will get down, and 3 I will add here also. What do I get? 6. Okay. Now I have to put such a number here which when multiplied to itself gives this number or less than this number. So now this can be a perfect square number because it has 6 in the end. Okay. So 6. Now in which numbers do we get 6 in the units place when we take a square? Only in two numbers, that is 4 and 6. 4 4s are 16 and 6 6s are 36. Okay. So either we can put here 4 or we can put here 6. Okay, now if we see, we cannot put 4 here because 4 fours are will give us 16 and 4 6 are 24 and here we are having 39. That means we need 6 here. Okay, so 6 6 are 36 and 6 6 are 36 and plus 3 gives me 39 and this is done. So 6 6 are, we have done 396 here. So this square root of, what do we get the answer here? That the square root of 729 is equal to 27. The square root of 1296 is equal to 36. Okay. Now let us take one more example. Though I hope that you have understood it very well, but then also let us take a number 529. Again these two are in pairs and this is a row. Taking such a number which is a perfect square before 5 and that is only 4. Okay, so 2 2's are 4. Okay, now this 2 will be added here also. What remains? 1. 2 9 we bring down, both will come together. Okay, now 2 plus 2 gives me 4. I need such a number which multiplied to itself, multiplied to this number with that number will be put here and the same number will multiply here, gives the product as this number or less than this number. Okay, so 9 is there, so 9 comes in the square of 3 or 7. 7 will be a very big number here because 7 fours will give us 28 and the numbers will come in either 200s or 300s. Okay, so we don't want such a big number, so we take 3 here. Okay, so 3 3's are 9, 3 4's are 12. Done? Fine. So here we get 3. So square root of 529 is equal to 23. Okay, so this is the division method divisor we are supposed to choose and we choose it on the basis of this number, that the number that which we choose, the square of that should be less than this number or equal to this number. So here we have taken 9 because 9 is a perfect square number before 12 and here we have taken 4 because 4 is the perfect square number before 5 and here also we have taken 4 because 4 is only the perfect square number before 7. Okay, so this is the division method. But generally in exam we are asked questions in a different manner. Though we are asked to find out the square root with the division method, but also we are asked the questions in different manner. We are intentionally given the numbers which are not the perfect square numbers, and as we did in our previous video regarding prime factorization method, in that we were asked that which number should be multiplied or divided to that number so that it makes them a perfect square. Here what we are asked which number should be added or subtracted to the given number to make it a perfect square number. Okay, so how will we find that? Now in case of number subtracted, it's very easy. Whatever is the remainder, we will subtract it. Okay, but in case of number added, it is a bit difficult. So it is a bit in comparison to subtraction, it is a bit difficult. So we will do that. Okay, first the number subtracted. What number should be subtracted? Let us take a number 5607. A number is given 5607, that what number should be subtracted from this number so the resulting number is a perfect square number. Okay, now how will we get it? The same thing, we start with the division method, making pairs. These two are in one pair and these two are in one. Now I am getting a bigger number. Okay, 56. Now which is a perfect square number less than 56? We are having 6 6 are 36, then 7 7 are 49, then 8 8 are 64. But 64 goes above 56. So we have got 7 7 are 49. So we will take 7 7 are 49 and we add here 7. Okay, 56 minus 49 gives me 7 0 7 and here we are having 0. Okay, 16 minus 9 is 7. Okay, now 7 plus 7 here gives me 14. Now such a number I need to put here which is less than 7, because we know that less than 707, because we know that 7 is in the units place and this number is not a perfect square number. Okay, so we need to get such a number which is less than 707. Now if you see here, we are having 1 on the tens place, and if we put any number here, this 1 will come on the hundreds place. Okay, so we should multiply such a number to 1 that after getting the carry of 4 on multiplying with 4, the number should be less than 7. Okay, so if I go on multiplying, if I multiply with 1, then it will be too small. If I multiply with 2, then 2 ones are 2 I will get, and no carry from 4. So that means 2 will be again a very small number. 3 if I multiply, then that will be also a very small number. If I multiply 4, then I will have to consider, because 4 fours are 16 and 4 ones are will give me 4. Again the carry is only 1, so I will get answer in 500s only. Okay, if I take 5, when I take 5, then what will be the case? In case if I take 5, then 5 fives are, I get 5 fives are 25. Okay, 5 fours are 20. Okay, and 2 will be carry here, and 5 ones are 5 plus 2 will give me answer in 700s. Okay, but it will go more than 707. So I can multiply here only 4, not 5, because the number will go above 707 and we can't take a number which is above 707. Okay, so here I will multiply 4. So 4 fours are 16. 4 fours are again 16, 17. 4 ones are 4 plus 1, I get 576. Okay, now I will subtract this number 576 from 707. What do I get? 7 minus 6, 1. 10 minus 7, 3, and 6 minus 5, I get 1. So 131 is the remainder here. 131 is the remainder here. And if we subtract this number from 5607, then we get a perfect square number. Let's see. Since remainder is equal to 131, therefore 131 should be subtracted to get a perfect square number. Okay, so what is the perfect square number? Perfect square number is equal to 5607 minus 131. So what do we get? 7 minus 1 it is 6. Then 10 minus 3 I get 7, and then 5 minus 1 I get 4, and 5 remains as it is. So the perfect square number is 5476. Now I will take out the square root of it and prove that it is a perfect square number. Even I need to find out that square root. Okay. So here I will do again with the division method. I will start the division. 5476. Okay. Again in pairs. Now 54. Again the 7 only will take, because 7 sevens are 49 is a perfect square number before 54. So here I get 7 sevens are 49 minus, and here plus 7. Now 14 minus 7 gives me, 14 minus 9 gives me 5, and here I am not getting anything. 7, 6. Plus 7 plus 7 gives me 14. Now which number should I take here? Only two numbers I can take, either 4 or 6, because we are having 6 in the end. So if we try with 4, because obviously we will have to take 4, because on the hundreds place I am having 5. If I take 6, then it will go in, answer will go in 600. So I can't take that. I will take 4 only. So 4 fours are 16. 4 fours are 16 plus 1 17. 4 ones are 4 plus 1 5. So square root of 5476 is equal to 74. Okay, so which number should be subtracted? 131 should be subtracted. Which is a perfect square number? 5476. What is the square root of that number? 74. So we were given 5607, a number. We were asked to subtract such a number from it so that it makes it a perfect square number. So what did we get? We get the remainder as 131, which we subtracted from it to get the perfect square number, and we got the perfect square root then. Okay, so this is the way to find out the number which should be subtracted to make the given number a perfect square. Now the same type of number can be, the same type of question can be asked in a different manner also. If I ask you that which is the greatest 4-digit perfect square number? Greatest 4-digit perfect square number. Now we don't know greatest 4-digit perfect square number, but we know the greatest 4-digit number, isn't it? So if we subtract a number from it, then we can get a 4-digit perfect square number. But which number we should subtract, that we don't know. So this method is applicable there. See, if I am asked that which is the 4-digit perfect square number, then I know that the greatest 4-digit number is, this you have done in your previous class, greatest 4-digit number. Greatest 4-digit number is equal to 9999. Okay, and which will be the smallest 4-digit number? Yes, 1000. The smallest 4-digit number will be 1000, because before that I am having 999, which is the greatest 3-digit number. Okay, now greatest 4-digit number is 9999. Okay, now what will I do? I'll start the division here. Okay, with division method I'll start to find out the square root of this. Okay, it can be a perfect square also, because we are having 9 here in the end, but let's see whether it is or not. First of all, we are supposed to find out a number which is a perfect square number but less than 99, and that is only 181. Okay, so 9 nines are, we are getting 81. Okay, we add 9. Okay, now 9 minus 1 gives us 8, and 9 minus 8 gives us 1, 18. Okay, now this 99 comes here. Okay, 9 plus 9 gives me 18. Now what should I write here so that the number that comes, it is less than, yes, less than this number. So if I am having 18 here, okay, I am having 8 here, I am already having 1 here, and here I am having 18. So I can take a bigger number. That means I can take numbers like 8, 9, or even maybe 7 also. Okay, so I start with 9. Whether I can take 9, I must get a number which is, yes, less than 1899. So let us try with 9. 9 nines are, I am getting 81. Okay, 9 8s are, I get 72. 72 plus 8 gives me 80. Okay, and 9 ones are 9 plus 8 gives me 17. 1701. It is less than 1899, so I am just multiplying it with 9 only. Okay, so 9 minus 1 gives me 8, 9 minus 0 gives me 9, and 8 minus 7 gives me 1. Okay, so this is the remainder here. If this number would have been less by 198, then it would have been the perfect square of, we took 9 here and 9 here and 9 here. It would have been the perfect square of 99. That means which number should be subtracted? 198. The remainder is here. Remainder left out is 198. If this number would have been less by 198, then it would have been a perfect square. So let us subtract it and see whether it comes as a perfect square or not. Okay, so what do we get? Since 198 is the remainder, therefore 198 should be subtracted. Therefore perfect square number is equal to, perfect square number is equal to 9999 minus 198. So what do we get? 9 minus 8 1, 9 minus 9 0, 9 minus 1 8, and 9. Okay, that perfect square number is 9801. Now let us see what is the square root of this number. It will definitely be 99, but we have to show that. 9801 divided, now what we will take? 98, so perfect square number is only 9 before that. Okay, so sorry, 81 before that. So 9 nines are 81. Okay, 8 minus 1 gives us 7, 9 minus 8 gives us 1, 0, 1 plus 9. Okay, so we get here 18. So we take 9 here, 9 nines are 81, 9 eights are 72, plus 8 gives us 80, 9 ones are 9, plus 8, 70. Got it? So square root of 9801 is equal, sorry, is equal to 99. 980 is equal. So we can be asked this type of questions also, which is the greatest 4-digit number which is a perfect square, which is the greatest 3-digit number which is a perfect square. So this will only be the method. There we will take 999, here we have taken 9999. If we are asked 5-digit greatest 5-digit perfect square number, then we will take 99999, and then the same method we will apply. Whatever is the remainder, we will just subtract it from the given number and get a perfect square. Okay. Now, these were the cases when we are asked which is the smallest number which can be subtracted from the given number to make it a perfect square. Now, the opposite thing can also be asked. Opposite thing, that means which is the smallest number which should be added to the given number to make it a perfect square number. Okay, then in that case, how will we find? Here it was easy that whatever was the remainder that was left, we used to subtract that number and we got the, yes, perfect square number. But here how we are supposed to find? It takes one step more. Now, what is that step? Let us see. Now, suppose if we are given a number, a simple number I take, which is the smallest number which should be added to 1300 to make it a perfect square. Okay. So we know that it is not a perfect square number, though there are 2 zeros, but 13 is not a perfect square number. So again in pairs I get this. Okay. Now which is a perfect square number before 13? Yes, 3 3s are 9. So 3 3s are 9. What remains here? 4. 00 comes down. Plus 3 is equal to 6. Now what should I write here so that the number is less than 400? Now what should I take here? Here I am having 40. So anything multiplied to 6 should give me a number which is less than 40. So 6 6 I can get 36. Isn't it? So 6 6 I am taking 36. Now if I take 67, then the number will be, if I take 7, then the number will be greater than this. See, 7 7s are 49. Okay. 7 6 are 42. Plus 4 gives me 46. Okay. Now it has gone greater than 400. I can't take that. I have to take 6. Okay. So I take 6 here. 6 6 are 36. 6 6 are again 36. 396. So the remainder is left here, and that is of 4. Okay. So 36 square is less than 1300. Okay. That means 37 square will be greater than 1300. Okay. So 36 square is less than 1300. Okay. So the next number will be 37 only. So that means the number which should be added to this particular number to make it a perfect square number, that we can get from if we subtract this number from the square of 37. Why? Because the square of 37 is greater than 1300. We have many numbers which have the square which is greater than 1300, but we want the next possible number because we want the smallest number that should be added to this number to make it a perfect square. So what we will do is we will find out the square of 37. What is the square of 37? And from that we will subtract 1300 and that number should be added. Okay. So therefore 37 square minus, let me write the statement first. Therefore number to be added is equal to 37 square minus 1300. Okay. So what is the square of 37? That is 1361. Okay. 1361 1369, because 7 7s are, it's 9. Minus 1300, that gives me 69. So which is the number which should be added to this number to make it a perfect square? That is 69. 69 should be added to it because this number is greater than 36 square and less than 37 square. So to make it 37 square, what will I do? I'll just subtract this number from 37 square and get the number that should be added. Okay, so what do we do here? We find out the number which is less than this, the square of which number is less than this number, and take its consecutive number to find out the number which should be added to it. So we got that this number is greater than 36 square. So we took the consecutive number of 36, that is 37 square. From that I subtracted 1300 to get the number which should be added to it to make it a perfect square. Now in this, again in the previous question we were asked the greatest 4-digit number. In this case we are asked like which is the smallest 4-digit number which is a perfect square. Now how will we find that? I gave you the hint about the smallest 4-digit number. Which is the smallest 4-digit number? Yes, it is 1000 number. Similarly, which is the smallest 3-digit number? Yes, 100. Smallest 4-digit number? 10,000. Smallest 5-digit number? 1000. Smallest 4-digit we have already discussed, it is 1000. So if I am asked smallest 4-digit perfect square number. Perfect square number. We are asked what is that. Okay. So for that smallest 4-digit number, what will be the smallest 4-digit number? Smallest 4-digit number is equal to 1000. Now smallest 4-digit perfect square number, how will we get? By adding some number to this number. Okay, so we will find a number whose perfect square is just less than 1000. So we will take the perfect square of the number of its consecutive number. Okay, so starting with the division method, 1000 making pairs. Okay, now 10, which is the perfect square number less than 10? Yes, very good. 3 3s are 9. Okay, 100 plus 3 gives me 6. Now what number should I take here so that it is less than this number 100? Now if I take 2 here, then 62 into 2 gives me 124. That I can't take, so I will take 1 only here. 61. That has given me the remainder of 39. But I want a number which is greater than 1000. Okay, and which is perfect square, because if I subtract 39 from it, it will give me a 3-digit number. So what is the answer for this? That 31 square is less than 1000. So that means 32 square will be greater than 1000. So we'll write the same thing here, that 1000 is greater than 31 square, but it is less than 32 square. Okay, they to be added is equal to 32 square minus 1000. Okay, or we can directly also write that the smallest 4-digit perfect square number is equal to square of 32, and directly we can find. So here what we are doing is we are finding out the square of 32, and that is 1024 minus 1000. So that means 24 should be added to it. Okay, so smallest 4-digit perfect square number is equal to 1000 plus 24, and that is equal to 1024. So this is the way how to find the smallest perfect square number, smallest 4-digit, 5-digit, whatever we are given in the question, smallest 4-digit, 5-digit perfect square number. Previous was the method where we just calculated the greatest 4-digit number, or we can calculate greatest 5-digit number, which is a perfect square number. Okay, so now with this, the concept of the chapter of squares and square roots is completely done. Watch all the 3 videos so that the chapter is very much clear to you. I don't think that you will be there with any doubts after going through all the 3 videos. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to subscribe for the channel. Thank you.